Have you ever experienced something that you couldn't explain? One such story lingers from my childhood, a tale that my mother told me, one that has never faded, even after all these years. Picture this. The year is 1938, in the quiet hillside town of Guayama, Puerto Rico. Homes are built from wood and topped with tin roofs. My mother, a young girl of 10, was outside, playing in the vast, fenceless backyard of their house. The closest neighbor was more than a mile away. It was daylight out, and as she played, she heard a rustling sound in the trees. There was no wind, but in one tree the leaves seemed to be moving. She noticed it when a mango fell off it. Looking up, she spotted a figure on a branch. She assumed it might be a big bird, but as she moved closer, she recognized the figure. It was her Uncle Jose. He was about 20 feet high up on a mango tree. He was sitting on a branch with his eyes closed, arms stretched out wide as if he was asking me to come to him, and he was so well dressed. But I noticed he had no shoes. I had never seen him with a shirt and tie before. As she neared the tree, she called out to him, "Uncle, you scared me. What are you doing there?" But he remained silent. His eyes, although closed, still followed her as if his eyes were opened. Soon she was below the tree. She yelled at him again. Frustrated by his silence, she threw fallen mangos at him and ran back to the house, shouting that she would tell her mother. Inside the house, her mother and grandmother were preparing dinner. Hearing my mother's cries, she dropped her knife, turning pale at the mention of Uncle Jose's hiding in the mango tree. Her grandmother was shocked too. I grabbed her hand. Leading my mother outside, we found the tree empty. No sign of Jose. My mother's face turned even paler, and she asked again, "Who did you see?" My mother was adamant. "You sure it was your Uncle Jose?" My grandmother's reaction, however, was not what my mother expected. She sat next to me and started praying and repeating, "That's impossible." The reason for her shock was that Uncle Jose had died the week before. This story, passed down from my mother, has always given me goosebumps. It's a chilling reminder that there are things in this world that defy explanation, that sometimes the line between the living and the dead can blur, and the past can make its presence felt in the most unexpected ways. It's a tale that has lingered, a spectral figure in the branches of my own memory, just as Uncle Jose lingered in that mango tree.